Here's the honest truth. No girl ever wants a man who will let them walk all over them, especially not somebody who doesn't put any boundaries on them. Let me tell you a quick story. I remember I was dating this one girl. We were just hanging out and she started telling me about this one guy from a movie who she thought was like the finest guy ever. Like she was fantasizing like head over heels in love with this guy because she loved how he looked, even though she was my girlfriend. And right then and there, I stopped and I checked her instantly because I told her, hey, hold on. I don't want you over here talking about somebody else who you think is attractive. You can call it insecurity, you can call it whatever the fuck you want, but I checked it right then and there. I said, look, you don't want me talking about other girls that I be finding attractive in front of you because you think that makes it you insecure. So I'm telling you this right now. This is the first and the last time I'm ever gonna tell you this. I don't want you ever talking like this again about other guys who you think are like super fine, super handsome, super attractive like this, the way that you were just doing right now. I don't ever want you doing this at all. And if you do, we're done. You got that? And after I told her that, she was like, oh my god, okay, I promise I won't ever do it again. And what you might think is like, oh, she kind of got like very sad and like was kind of like butthurt about it. But honestly, the complete opposite happened, because after I told her that, she started kissing all up on me and wanting to feel all up on me because I checked her right then and there and I set boundaries on what I wasn't okay with her doing. Because I had even told her before, I didn't want her dressing a certain type of way out in public. Even though she was like, I'm gonna just be out with my friends, I said, I don't care. If you're in a relationship with me, I don't want you out here dressing all like provocative and like slutty out in public. I don't care if it's even with your friends. If it's not with me and I'm not with you, I don't want you dressing like that. Some people might call it being like possessive or being like disrespectful. I don't believe that, because on the other hand, I told her what it is and what it wasn't, what I was okay with her doing and what I wasn't. And she knew I wasn't the one she could fuck around and find out with, because I made it clear, if you do this again, we're done. I'm not playing games with you. And that never ended up happening again. You might say, oh, well, it's kind of toxic to be doing this. Okay, but do you want to be the guy who she does this all the time and she knows she can get away with it? Because if you give her an inch, she's gonna go a fucking mile. What's next? Her sleeping with somebody else and saying it's not a big deal because it didn't really mean anything to her? You want that to happen next? Me personally, I'm not letting that happen, and I'm not giving her a fucking inch. So of course, I'm gonna set boundaries. I'm gonna tell her what I am and what I'm not okay with. If you don't like it, then that's cool. You can be in charge of your own relationship. You can let her do whatever the hell you think she can do. But if shit hits the fan and your relationship goes to shit, you can remember that I told you to set boundaries on her. Because the sexiest thing for a woman is for her to have a man who sets boundaries on her and tells her what she can and can't do. Some women will say, oh, I don't like a man who tells me what I can and can't do. I don't want a man who's like that. And to those women, I would suggest you to stay the fuck away from those, because those aren't even worth the fucking work to try and change them, because they're stuck in their ways. They're fucking hard-headed. So you're gonna be overworking yourself to try to change somebody who doesn't want to change and fit into your program. If you want to do that, cool, that's fine. You can do that, but I'm telling you, it's not gonna fucking work. She's stuck in her ways and she doesn't want to change, not even for you. But if you got a girl who you set boundaries, you tell her, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with you doing that. If you do this, we're done. Or if you act a certain way or talk a certain way, we're done. I'm not okay with it. I don't agree with this. She's gonna know that you're not the guy she can fuck around with, because you made it clear that you were not accepting this. And if she decided to do this, there were gonna be consequences. Not consequences in the way that you're gonna physically like abuse her and like hit her and put your hands on her. Don't ever do that, because I don't ever recommend anybody doing that. But she's gonna know there's gonna be certain consequences for her actions because she did something that you told her not to do. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You need to set boundaries. And the sexiest thing that women find in a man is to have somebody who can set boundaries on them, who can tell them what they can and can't do. Even though they might hate it, they might be mad about it for like 5 minutes. They'll get fucking over it. They can be mad at you for 5 minutes and be all over you in the next 20 minutes. Definitely don't be the guy who all these women can walk all over, because that's just gonna lead to even more disrespect, even more shit tests, and even more stuff going wrong in your relationship because you didn't set boundaries from the start. And if you try to do them after she's been doing a whole bunch of fuckery and a whole bunch of bullshit, if you try to do that, she's gonna look at you like, why the fuck are you telling me this now? Like, I've been doing all this other shit in the past and you never say anything. Why are you changing this now? You set these boundaries from the start. You set these boundaries from the get-go and you tell her what it is and what it isn't. And if she doesn't abide by it, and she does the complete opposite of what you told her to do, then just kick her to the curb and be okay with walking away, because you're not the guy who she can fuck around and find out with. Don't ever be Mr. Nice Guy. Set boundaries on your girl all the time, every single time, and watch how you will have so much less shit to deal with. If you stuck around to the end, I really appreciate you. Don't stop watching now. Make sure you go watch my most recent upload. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. I'm gonna see you boys in the next one. Peace.